So I said, Mr. Simpson, war is useless, man. And you could say I filter the world with a different lens than most, but I believe in a higher power, dreaming big and being good to others. Yada yada. He was all pedantic and pontificating, eating right out of my hand, calling me hope for the future. And I like to think that even if there's a nuclear explosion, somewhere within the radius, all the frozen pizzas will be cooked to perfection at least. Let me call you back.
Well, how am I supposed to get home? What do you mean, figure it out? Your dad can't make an exception and pick up your daughter? You know what? No, it's fine. I'll ask one of the girls. Or I won't even come home. Enjoy your date.
Hey, Rachel. Are you heading to Jack's party? It's gonna be radical.
He's having a party? Where are his parents?
Out of town all weekend. Wanna come with me? I'm thinking of stopping by Mooney's and grabbing a bite before I head over. Unless you're waiting on a ride.
No, actually. But I'll go with you. If we're grabbing a bite, mind if we go to the Kicker instead? I don't know about you. I'm a little tired of pizza.
Edgy choice. For you, anything.
And they say Staten Island doesn't have its charm.
Don't do it. No.
I'm gonna.
No, tear me to shreds, why don't you?
It's just relish and ketchup combined into one sauce.
Just relish and ketchup? There's nothing just about ketchup and relish. Ketchup and relish together are unjust. Literally gross. Gross.
How can you say that if you've never tried it? You've tried pickles, you've tried tomatoes, but never together. Some things that are unexpected just work out, Rachel. Fear is just a memory of something that has not happened yet. Rachel, close your eyes. Thoughts?
Not as bad as I thought it would be. But I would do it again. Turn out the relish ketchup part though. Give me a candy, it'll help.
Sure. Take it and I'll take your number.
Smooth.
Like ketchup and relish.
So gross.
My brother and I have been fighting for as long as I can remember. I call him loudmouth. He calls me little shit. One day when I was 9 and he was 14, he kicked the crap out of a 16-year-old who was trying to steal my bike while we were still living in Brooklyn. He even hugged me on our way home, seeing I was traumatized. Better believe I'd kill for that loudmouth. But it was in the Advance. The story, I mean, in case you think I'm making it all up.
Huh, I'll take a brother like that over cousins like mine any day. When I was about 8, they locked me in a room with a glow-in-the-dark poster of Ozzy Osbourne. The werewolf one from Bark at the Moon. I pounded at the door for them to let me out, but they kept saying Ozzy was gonna drag me to hell. It was traumatizing, I guess. They're all hardcore Christians now, and I worship Satan. I guess I got the last laugh.
That's, your...
Scary?
No. Just bad at reading the room.
I'm tiny, eat anything, and sleep a lot. It's not like I have a lot of time to talk about nuclear pizza, was it? Can I tell you something? Other than that, your hands are wandering.
My hands aren't wandering. They know exactly where they're going.
You're just bad at reading the room.
So during her econ presentation, she goes, pedantic politicians perfectly preposterous proposals for their positively prosperous billionaire philanthropists, yada yada yada, for their pocket pennies. And the whole time, I'm watching her hawk spit across the entire front row, thinking, relax. And even though she's using words people like look up playing Scrabble, all I'm hoping is that people are realizing that they've, or at least I've seen sandwiches with more complexity. Anyway, you should go, it's late.
Just turn off that light, will you?
Why?
Can't you see I'm trying to meditate?
You meditate on what?
I can't find my sock, okay?
Your sock?
Yes, my sock.
Matt, I know it sucks when you have to go home, but are you sure you're okay?
Woman, how can a man find his inner peace and balance without his socks?
Couldn't tell you. The only time I've experienced balance in my life is swinging from one extreme to the next. Like when I went from having a normal boyfriend to some guy who needs to get zen over a sock and not study for a final.
Why don't you let me just stay the night? Help me find my socks. We both don't have class until late anyways, and I live on the other side of the island.
Matt, please. I want you to stay, but you left your notes at home. Besides, my parents, yours especially, are not going to like it if you keep doing that. You better kiss me goodbye and say I love... Ow!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I found your damn sock. What, are you keeping stones in them? What is... Matt, there's a ring in this sock.
Good eye, baby.
Does this mean...
That I love you?
Are you sure?
I've never been sure in my life. Rachel, I love you.
And I love you. Babe, I'm trying to talk to you.
Hold on, I'm so close to winning, babe. You have no idea. I bet Jack $30 that...
Matt, please.
Rachel, what, damn it?
Are you serious? I'm so sick of being here with you. It's like I keep running into walls and I don't know how to get out of here. If you don't care that I'm pregnant, well...
You're what?
Pregnant?
With a baby?
I sure hope so.
How did it happen?
How did it happen? I'm not in the mood to give you a sex education class on how it happened. Aren't you?
I just thought we were being careful. I thought you were taking something.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh?
I'm happy. I'm happy for us, really. I am. I just didn't anticipate this.
Jack, buddy, it's good to hear from you. I thought you were dead. I have so much to say to you. I'm sure you have news too. You're crazy. I love you, buddy. How's Paris? Oh, it's Germany now. That's great. Well, Rachel made principal. She runs a tight ship at the public school down the block. Gavin's all grown up. He's moved out. Honestly, Jack, when I look at him, I'm freaking out. 31 years ago, I'm standing in the middle of the hospital listening to Rachel sound like a howler monkey as if she's having sex with a fox all night long. The whole time I'm thinking, I'm at a place where the American dream lives on for so many people. Right here, responsible for furthering the whole damn human race. And I wouldn't give it up for anything, you know? Hi. Let me tell you, This suit made such a great impression on my boss today, you have no idea. Then again, my mother probably talked to her. We talked about my mother's memories of growing up in Staten Island in the 60s were so different from my memories of growing up on the island in the 80s, as would be the recollections of a 20-year-old describing their Staten Island childhood. How many greats is that? What's for dinner? Did I do something wrong? I only came home, sat down, and asked what's for dinner.
Well, damn it, Matt. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Except you've done that and just that. Except for watch football every single day for the longest time. How about a, hello, honey? Is there anything I can do for you? Anything I can help you with? But what do I get? What's for dinner? That's all you ever think about. Your stomach and your football. And I want to go out. I want to go to Disney World. I want to still go places and not be a maid every time.
Look, I didn't mean... Fine.
Fine? Just fine? You have nothing to say about today?
It's Tuesday. What is so special about Tuesday?
Yes, it's Tuesday. Thanks for letting me know the day of the week. It is the Tuesday, 31 years since we've been married. You know, the day you made the best decision of your life, and I made the worst of mine. You know what, baby? You're right. Let's skip it. I'll wait another 30 years for us to go out to dinner on the town, if I'm not dead yet.
You are so goddamn dramatic, Rachel. Sometimes I
I'm
can't.
dramatic. You're insufferable. You know, for everything you just can't seem to do, I can. I can be a full-time principal. I can chaperone the school dances you never come along to. I can keep the house clean and the meals coming, and I can want a date night. I think I deserve at least one date night. Unless you're having them with somebody else.
Someone else? There's no time to breathe with all your rulemaking. And making sure that everything and everyone is in line. You don't even let your kids have a sleepover. Who has time to date following your checklist? And you deserve a date night? I'm putting in just as many hours working as you are.
My kid? Our kid? Matt, you are
And
such
you're gonna tell me what I am too. Go ahead. Go ahead. Announce it to the universe for me. Actually, do me a favor. Pick out the other person on my cell phone who you think that I'm so preoccupied with.
I didn't decide anything for you. But if that's the way you feel about it, why don't you decide where you're sleeping tonight? Because sure as shit, our bedroom isn't an option.
I miss him already.
How long do you think it's gonna be before he gives me some damn grandkids? When he does, we should turn his old room into a game room for them.
We can turn it into a sex dungeon.
Please. As if we'd ever use it. And we need to have that room ready for them. Gavin's one of the better things I've had happen to me. And I don't want to ruin that by ruining his room.
How long are we going to do this?
Do what?
You can't hold it against me forever.
How can I not? You never apologized.
You haven't either.
I don't need to. I've always put effort into us, into our relationship.
And I didn't. Do you remember what I said to you after I gave you this ring?
That you love me.
Right. It was because of that I worked relentlessly at a job that I hated. I know it made me an asshole when I was home, and I'm sorry for that. I've said I'm sorry for that. I was too busy beating myself up for something that I did to myself. Hell, sometimes I feel like I can swallow the ocean and still be hungry for dessert.
I'm sorry. All the small mistakes were adding up, and that night was just the tipping point. But to say our son isn't your son, there was always something off about you ever since that night I told you I was pregnant.
I wanted to prove to myself that I can be a dad. I wanted to prove to myself that Gavin was my son, even if he wasn't.
What do you mean? Of course he's your son.
Are you sure? Wasn't Jack upset that we were getting married and he wanted to get back with you?
Yes, he was upset. It was that same night at the locker room that I found out. He told me how he felt, asked me to run to Italy with him, and I said no. We talked about this. We dealt with this before the wedding.
Why were you even there in the first place?
Again? We were pranking the seniors. Can't even remember what it was we had planned. Annie had some paint cans, I think. Definitely pot. She told me she had 3 of them. Anyways, Jack and I only kissed that night.
Wait, you guys did what?
I thought I told you this.
You didn't. It must have slipped your mind with all that alcohol you drank the night you told me.
I wish I'd made my coffee Irish.
Yeah, more alcohol. Good choice on your part.
Look! It was a quick kiss. I didn't even feel a connection to it beyond a bon voyage moment. Because the man I loved was waiting for me to come back. And I'll take on a lot of things. But I am not going to stick around for this. We conceived Gavin that night.
Rachel,
It's okay. A lot has changed. Like, I love this neighborhood, but when riots and cries for justice are happening everywhere else, and this street is as quiet as can be, it frightens me. The other day on a Zoom call with my students, I asked them if they were looking forward to summer vacation. And one replied, no, everything's closed. The only thing that hasn't changed is how much I love you. I want to work back to what we used to be. Want to start with lunch? What should we get?
well, I'm thinking something with ketchup and relish. Thoughts?
Not as bad as I thought it would be. Could do without the relish ketchup breath, but I'd do it all again. Only afterwards, brush your teeth or something.